Good morning. Welcome to Pixel Fondue. My name's Chris. We're in ZBrush today doing a little bit of a remeshing situation. We're doing some projection and some remeshing, kind of getting an idea of this little centaur, or not centaur model, but a cyclops model. All right, this is the mesh I worked up trying to sculpt in Moto 11 for a little while. And then I get to a certain point in Moto where I think it's just time to jump into ZBrush. And this is the model that I froze out and brought into ZBrush. And I'm starting to do some remeshing on this thing to see if I can get some better loops. And it does work out pretty well as we kind of work through this a little bit. I have some trouble up in the lower eyelid. And later on that you guys didn't see this, I ended up taking it back into Moto and topoing the eyelid area in the topo tab of Moto, and I kind of got the loop on that thing a little bit better. Right now I'm just kind of walking you through what the ZRemesher settings over on the left hand side resulted in. They weren't too bad. I'm just stepping through the timeline to show you the changes that ZBrush pulled through. Overall, not too bad. Now you can see the lower lid area just isn't really going to work out too well, so that's why I had to go retopo that one. I'll show you that to you in another video probably. But this is what resulted from just ZBrush pushing some buttons. Alright, so I got this set up. Now I put one in the background and one in the foreground. The high mesh sculpt I worked on in ZBrush for a little bit, and that's what I'm going to transfer those details onto this new topology. So I'm going to go up here and dig in and find not the remesh, the project. Right, this projection right now. Usually I turn the blur down, turn this distance all the way up. The blur I think I dropped down again. Pretty sure I do. I'm narrating this, so I've already done it, so I got to kind of remember what I did. Right, so the high res mesh is in the highest sub D level. Right, that's the details I'm trying to grab. So I put that in the background. I've got my target mesh in the foreground, and then I hit project all. Now if you notice, not a lot happened. They're not really set up yet. So I use this project shell. So I drag that until it's completely covering the other mesh. Then I let go, then it snaps into position. Right? It kind of takes a little bit of practice to get that. You just pull it up, then let it go once you think you got it all covered. So I project it all, and it does a pretty good job. All right, I got a high mesh going into a lower mesh. And we see what happens there. Turn the blur down a little bit. So what I did, see what kind of results. Now this right here was a good result. I could use this, right? I'm not really worrying about the high res detail. I'm just working on the fundamental forms I'm going to work with on the next model. Alright, so I'm going to work on the next one here. I'm going to try it again. So I've got the base mesh that I was working on. I want the detail from this one to go into the next model. So I'm going to go back to my next model, and I got the sub D level up to 2 now on this one. So it'll capture a little bit more detail. So now I went up to a 3rd resolution, right? 3rd sub D level. That thing's at 2. So I'm going to get this thing in the foreground, that one in the background. And I am going to hit the projection shell again, make it sure it's a little bit larger. It snaps back into position, then I project all. That right there is good enough. That works out pretty well. I captured just enough of that detail, a little bit of the strokes were coming through, and now I can keep working on this one with a little tighter typology. Right, so I Z remeshed the modal model, and then I projected the details back down. See ya.